Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my favorite bronzers. I feel like this is the perfect time to talk about them because it's springtime, we're going to be moving into the summer, we all love that bronze glow. So I'm going to tell you guys which ones I have been recently really gravitating towards and why, because there's all different textures and colors in my little selection right here. I'm going to show you guys swatches and just talk about the comparisons, but also today, if you're wondering about this eye look right here, I did record it because Sydney Grace sent me over her new summer shadows and I wanted to play with them. I really wanted to play with the greens, but I felt like I've done a lot. I don't know. I've done a lot of tutorials in general, so I stayed with this section up top. So if you're curious about this look, give it about an hour and it will be up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about my current favorite bronzers. And these are in absolutely no order. They're not like 1 to 2, whatever. They're just here. The first one is one of the newest ones to my collection. I feel like I have always loved YSL bronzers, but you know, I just got this one. I love it, and I love it because it is more of a skin-like finish, and this is definitely on the warm side. This is the Bronzing Stone Collector, and it is from the Spring Look 2019. So you can see the outer packaging is beautiful, and then this is what it looks like. It's not too warm to like make me look orange, but it definitely gives me that warmth, and this is extremely skin-like. It just melts into your skin and becomes one with it. And I have the shade 01. There are 2 different shades, so for a darker complexion you have another shade option, but this is just stunning and my favorite brush to use, because that is another thing. Brushes are definitely a big thing when it comes to any kind of powder product because they're all different formulas. So different formulas need different type of brushes. And because this is kind of, it's not stiff. It's not as like stiff as the new Charlotte Tilbury, but the one in the palette, but it is still kind of stiff, and it's not as stiff as the NARS Sun Wash bronzers, but I like to use the Esum X51 because this really grabs the product and lays it down. Now, if I used a synthetic brush or something softer, it wouldn't pick up the product as well, but this is just absolutely beautiful. I would say this particular color would probably work up to NC30, NC35 possibly for this shade, but then again, like I said, there is a darker shade. The next one, this was gifted to me from a friend, and I've spoken about this in my favorites. When I first got this, I was like, there is no way this is going to show up on me, and I'm not very tan right now. I'm an NC20 in MAC, and I really was looking at this like, I don't know, girl, but this is from Therapy Systems, and it is the all over face color. So it doesn't even really technically say it's a bronzer, but it is a bronzer, and it's in the shade Santa Monica. This is what it looks like. It's on the cooler tone. Like, look at this. Does this not look like it would be a powder on me? But something about when it gets on the skin, it goes just a little bit deeper. So if you are fair to light and you don't want to be too warm toned but not too cool toned at the same time, because on my skin this isn't too cool. It doesn't make me look ashy or anything like that. I'm telling you, when I looked at this, I was like, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all, but it does. And the really nice thing about this is it is a matte bronzer, but it has a slight sheen to it. So it doesn't look dry, but it doesn't look sparkly or radiant either. It's right in between. So it's not skin-like in that kind of texture, but it's skin-like in almost like the appearance. It's just not completely matte. It looks matte, but it's not completely matte. And I just really love this one. And this is more of a traditional style powder, so really any brush is going to work with this one. So nothing nothing tricky about this at all. Next up is one that you guys have definitely heard me talk about. I have gone through an entire one of these, and it is from Jouer. This still stays in my top drawer. I absolutely love this, and this is the light to medium duo. There is another one that is darker. This has sunlight and suntan in it, and this is what it looks like. Now, these are slightly different in texture. This one right here is slightly more powdery than this one. And again, I really like to use the Eastsun brush with this. I like to use my BOM 36. I've gotten a lot of questions from Royal Langnickel when this is going to be back in stock. I've seen it back in stock and then out of stock, and it's just been back and forth. I love this brush. It is a softer natural hair brush, so it's not going to pick up too much, but it's still going to grab more than a synthetic one will. And this right here, again, for me, it's warm tone, but it's still not orange on my skin. And what I like to do is just mix the two. So I never really use one on its own unless I want a little bit more depth back here on this part of my face. I will go in with a darker shade and just apply a little bit more of that there. But traditionally, I take both shades and I mix them and put them all over, and then I will go in with this one and just add just a little bit more color. But this formula and the color I really do love, hence the reason why I have gone through an entire new one. These are brand new to my collection, and I know it's a little early on, but I love them. I just absolutely love these. These are from Fenty Beauty. Everybody is talking about these, and with good reason. I currently have on one right now. I decided to go with the lighter one because I just didn't want to be that bronze today. Both of these work for me, but these are the Sun Stalk'r Instant Warmth Bronzer. This one right here is In the Sun. This is what I have on currently. So you can see it's a little cooler, but not too cool. And it just blends out beautifully. I don't think this is really going to work on anybody that's darker than an NC20. I think that NC20 is where this one stops, but if you're fair skin, this is beautiful. And what I love about this is it's neutral. So it's not going to be a contour really, but it still acts like a bronzer in a non-orangey way. It just warms up the skin in a neutral tone. I think it is stunning. I love this powder. You can use any brush you would like. You're definitely still going to get a little bit more pickup with a natural hair brush. Again, this has been one of my favorite bronzing brushes right now. That one and the one from Sonia G. Hold on. I really love this brush for the powders as well. This is the Sonia G. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the end note. No, it's one of the pro lines. It's beautiful and it works really well to buff everything out. So this one is In the Sun, and then I also have Shady Biz. Now I think that I'm going to end up wearing Shady Biz more for the summertime. I'm probably gonna have to let In the Sun go for the summer because I think once I hit one more shade, I think it's gonna be too light on my skin. But this one works for me now, and I think it's also going to work for me throughout the summer. And then you can see this is definitely warmer than In the Sun. So those are side by side, but the powders on these are matte. They are beautiful. They blend out well. They're kind of silky. It's just nice. I like it when I have a good bronzer that really blends out and you don't have to put a whole lot of effort into it. I have tried bronzers before that have just been patchy, or they're so pigmented they stick one spot and then they do not want to move. That drives me crazy. That happened with the Park Avenue Princess. It was such a beautiful palette. What was it? Park Avenue Princess, I think, contour palette. It stuck on like one spot and like wouldn't move, and it drove me absolutely bonkers. So I can't stand any kind of formula like that. And then these right here are not from Makeup Forever. I was gifted from my subscribers. I had talked about never trying Hoola or Hoola Light because of the cardboard packaging, and then I'd gotten a couple in the mail, and I'm so glad I did because I really love them. I Love, 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 love Hoola Light. Now, you guys, I have gone through an entire Hoola Light, the one that was gifted to me. I repurchased it. I showed you guys how I depotted it. Where did I show that in? I don't remember which video, but I did show how I depotted this bronzer. This is just so nice because it is warm, but it's great for the winter time and my shade right now. I don't think I'll be able to wear this during the summer. I'm going to move right over here to the Hoola bronzer. I just think that these have such a high hype for a reason because they are great toned. They're a powder that just blends. Any brush is going to work with these, and they have recently released more shades, which is amazing because I really feel like they needed to. Everyone was excited about the Hoola Light, but now I think there's caramel, and I think there's one other shade as well for deeper skin tones. And this is just such a easy, like foolproof formula. I feel like this is one of those bronzers that are for beginners. Like you can use this and you're not going to have to worry about, oh, I have made a mess, or I picked the wrong brush, I've done something, I can't make this work. This is just a foolproof bronzer formula, and it's absolutely wonderful. And in case anybody's wondering, this is just an empty case that I bought from Makeup Forever, and when I depotted them, I just popped them right on in here because I'm not a fan of the cardboard packaging. I don't like how deep down it is. There's just all the things I just don't like about it. I just don't like it. So I depot them and put them in there. And then I thought I had another one because I have this sitting right here. This is the new, what is this called? Worth the Wait Omega Glaze. I have this on right now for my highlighter. I know I love the Tantastic bronzer. I really do. But it's just the coconut smell. Like, so I bring it out and then I put it back up, and then I bring it out and I put it back up. So if anybody's wondering, I really do like that bronzer. It is so nice, but it's just the coconut smell. It drives me bonkers. Those are all of my current go-to favorite bronzers that I'm reaching for the most right now. I love them, and I think that you guys will as well. Let me know what are some of your favorite bronzers. List them down below. I love to check out, I don't know why, but I'm really into blushes and bronzers right now. Like anytime I can try out a new one, I'm really here for it. So you guys let me know what your favorites are, and I will see you guys in my next video, which hopefully you guys just go ahead and go watch this eye tutorial. Again, it should be up in about an hour, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.